Important Medicare message. Scammers are using coronavirus to steal Medicare numbers, but you can protect yourself. If you get a call offering COVID-19 items and they ask for your Medicare number, hang up. Learn more at medicare.gov/fraud. Call offering COVID-19 items and they ask for your Medicare number, hang up. Learn more at medicare.gov/fraud.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Instrumental break.
Well, good morning, everybody. We are here an hour early.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk
Hello,
about
I got snacks.
and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish.
Rohan, hello.
Fish. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. I think that one will do.
Yeah, that'll do just fine. Thankfully, delightful. So, how's everybody this morning? Chappy, good morning. We got 6, 8, 10, 12 of us in here so far. Building the shoal. We're building the shoal. Nice to see you all. I don't know if Aquatic just burped or be right up. Rohan. Good to see you, Rohan. Chappy, 12 folks, 9 thumbs. Aquatic, no work for 3 days. Life is good, Father Fish. It is indeed. Well, we had the guys here from Tennessee, Kenny from Oregon, James and Ed from Tennessee. They were here for about 24 hours altogether. We kept them right busy. We first thing we did was put them to work. We had them planting plants. We got a video of it. I found out something. James is such a master at all this electronic stuff that I know nothing about. Arcus is asking if we set up tanks for the stuff we collected. Yes, we had tanks set up. We have 4 native tanks that they're about 40-gallon tanks. They're each 4 foot wide, about 12 by 12 by 4. And we use those as native tanks. So we put everything in them, and then that was on Thursday. Friday, the mollies that we caught, we bagged right up. And then James bagged up all of the fish that they caught on Thursday. And they took them all to Tennessee. They called me about 10 o'clock at night. They were still, or 9 o'clock. They were still hours away from home. That was a long drive. a really long drive for them to come all the way down here to visit Father Fish. Mercy. I just can't can't express my appreciation enough. It was a wonderful visit, and I know they had a good time, and I certainly had a great time with them. So just excited about having them here. Anyway, they took all the fish back. They called me yesterday evening, said all the fish were still alive and well. So we'll probably hear from them this morning. They'll probably plug in here at some point. And we did a bunch of little videos. Kenny did videos. I think James did. I know James did. James did one Thursday night in the hotel. I wasn't there, but I did get plugged in for a little while. Um, Kenny did 2 or 3. I did 2 or 3. So there were a bunch of streams out there. You can check it all out. Mostly the collecting trips and the work detail. When they got here, we got them to work right away. Good morning, GOB. Happy to see you, GRB. Chappie is here. Good morning. Mern and Chappie. One Dirty Platty. Good morning, One Dirty Platty. Let's see. We get back over here on YouTube. Oh. Bruce is here somewhere. Where's Bruce? Who is Bruce? Lee is saying GRB, good day, Bruce. Ah, that's what I thought. Good day, Lee. Wesley Jarman. I collected mud from a creek the other day. It was fun. Isn't mud fun? Yes, absolutely. Go, Rachy. Hi, Rachy Rage. Wesley, neat collecting mud. Good for you. That is so cool. So now you're going to put it in your tank, cap it with 2 inches of sand, and you're going to have a phenomenal tank. It'll be wonderful. Oh, today is the day. Today's the day I'm going to videotape all of the tanks that we've set up on video, show them all, so you'll get a sense of what's going on with them. So that'll be up later today. Holly Gibbs, good morning, Holly. And all the fish freaks. Nice to see you. Collecting mud, Lee says. Who but us would ever say that? You betcha. I remember watching a video of a couple of kids, like youngish kinds of teenagers, that go out in the ditches. They were from Florida, I think. They had a stream, a channel, and they were jumping into the mud, but they weren't collecting the mud. They were simply, they were collecting it all over their bodies, but they didn't understand the significance, the substantiality of that mud and what it could do for them. Mud baths, but not using the mud to generate a living ecosphere. Lee Holly, still trying to work out how to transfer large files. Bear with me or just upload it to YouTube. Holly Gibbs, yes. Transferring large files. Okay. Lee's got his own thing going on over there. And I ain't privy to it. He got to come on here in a minute, and we're going to grill him. We're going to drill him into the ground. We are. And Chappie wants to know if they're compressed files. Ooh, glorious mud. Aquatic Conquest says, what dreams are made of? Mud. Quite so. I had a thought about mud. Somebody was talking about wanting to clean the front of the glass at the substrate level so it didn't look like there was mud there. And there are easy ways to do that. I think I described one way using a pencil stick or the end of a net and just pushing it along the edge of the glass all the way to the bottom, and it exchanges sand for clean sand for dirty sand, if you will, or clean sand for dirt. You can do that, and it does help. May need to do it a few times. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Pepling Creek. Good morning, Pepling Creek. Nice to see you. Have you added the ice cube tray to the set? No, I have not. I will do that on the video. That'll be on. We're going to do that today. That was one of the projects I wanted to do, and we're going to do that in the 40-gallon long, my oldest tank that I was talking about yesterday, and said that because I used it so extensively as a grow out tank and pulling plants out of it, that I've thoroughly depleted it. So I'm going to try recharging it. We'll see how that works out. They're all talking. They're talking techie over there. Could become a new venture. Aquatic Conquest. The ice cube tray. Yeah, well, it could. I don't think it's. I don't think it's something I can put in the mail. Be hard to ship ice cubes. But you never know. Where there's a will, there's a way. We can do it on dry ice, probably. But it's easy enough to do that. You just take the material that I do ship and wet it, put it in ice trays and freeze it, and you're good to go. I'll show that too. That would be an easy one. Cassie made a music video and she wants to send it to Sir Father Fish. So I screwed up again. I do that. I was talking. It's not my fault. Not my fault. It's Mary's fault. Mary did it. She's the one. Lee sent me. I don't know. I'm still up in the air. And Roxanne, my apologies to you. Apparently, I have flubbed it again. Lee sent me a video. I think he sent me. I don't even remember. He posted a video of someone who sent him a song that was thoroughly delightful. That was a Father Fish Stream song, just wonderful. And I've been guessing who it is, and I settled on Roxanne, and now I learned it's apparently not Roxanne. So I'm going to quit guessing. I'm not going to. I thought first it was. I thought at first it was Mary, and then I thought it was Susan, and then I thought, who in the world was Then I thought it was Roxanne, and now I think it's somebody else. So I really have not got a clue who did this, but it is magnificent. I mean, just thoroughly delightful. Why don't you guys call Chewy? Chewy knows how to do all this stuff. He's the music aficionado. Call up Chewy, contact Chewy. Ask him how to do it. He'll do it. He knows all about music and putting it on online and all that stuff. One Dirty Platy is suggesting kicking around with Ken, Ed, and James about getting an assistant on chat. We need somebody. I need a technical way to do it, and I think the way to do it is with my phone, or with the headphones. There is a way to do a separate voice, and that's what I need to do. So I don't know. We're gonna at some point have to get somebody in here. Jason is nearby, and he's working on right now getting a website up, and he's pretty techie savvy. So I think what I'll do once we get the website up is get him in here and work on this stream and see if he can figure out some things for me that'll make life a little better, make the stream a little better. Get Lee to do a promotional video. Chappie, wrong site, Bubba. Well, here we go. I'm 20 behind again already. Tommy Denda is here. Good morning, Tommy. Aquatic Conquest. Send him a bottle of water, a bag of soil, and some sprinkled nutrients like that. Oh, there's Chappie. There he is. So there you go, guys. Let me stop. Cassie Bigman, a music video. Right. Okay, we got back to there. And if it's the same one that I saw, it is utterly fabulous. So, and then Chappie responded to that. And Lee says he's going to check it out. And Tommy says, hi, father of fish. Father of fish. That's very good, Tommy. Father of fish. Hadn't thought about it that way. Certainly is true. Father of fish. Chappie. Let me see if there are others. Whatever. Aquatic Conquest. 1999. Sounds like a deal to me. Lee is giggling. Let's see if he's here. He ain't here. I have to jump back and forth between my YouTube page and my StreamYard page. Oh, Chappie says wrong site. Whatever. Tommy Denda. Hey Lee, Aquatic Conquest. Chappie has got a transfer. There it is. One Dirty Platy talks around the Ken and James thing. Must be Chevy Fish. I thought about Chevy Fish too. That's certainly possible. And now we've also got Cassie B in the mix. So we'll find out when we find out. That's when we'll find out. But it's going to be great. Lee Wilcox, this lady of importance at the court, made a wonderful song who needs to come clean and let everyone know finding the truth is her game. Well, could not agree more. I am dying to play this. I really, really, really want to play it. It is utterly magnificent. You're going to die. It is stupendous. It is, in the words of Lee, brilliant. Brilliant, he says. Genius, he says. Could not agree more. And he still hadn't come up. Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Good morning to you. How are you this morning? All right. So it looks like they're getting somewhere. They got Chappie. Chappie's the man with the plan. Live chat or top chat? I'm on live chat, but on StreamYard, I've only got one chat option. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on live chat. Lee, riddle for you. Oh, right. Okay. I did that. A lady of the court. Quite so. Are there shoals in court? How can we link a shoal to a court? This is confusing. We need an aquatic royalty here, an aquatic throne room, an aquatic castle of sorts. Neptune. Now, I wrote a story. I wrote a children's story. Here we go. I'm going to tell a story. Lisa's waking up. Lee says you can work it out. Right. Work it out, guys. Work it out. They will work it out. You come over, Lee, or am I going to just have to spend the next hour and a half jumping back and forth looking for you? I wrote a story, and I put it on a computer that I lost, so I lost the story. But I really wasn't ready to do anything much with the story because I needed an illustrator. And now that I'm in this format, I think it really would work better as a video. Let me give you the basic outline of the story. The story is about a Nemo, that's Captain Nemo. A Captain Nemo character called Father Fish. And what is it called? A mermaid called Lady Fish. So it's Father Fish and Lady Fish. Now, Father Fish, the Captain Nemo Father Fish, wears a sailor's hat. Here we go. It's not a sailor's hat, but it'll do for now. Captain Nemo has a submarine. We all know about that. This is all Legs Under the Sea stuff. 2000, whatever. However many. Oh, Gobies is here. Color Gobies. Hello, hello. One morning, while Captain Nemo is having tea with Captain Father Fish is having tea with Lady Fish, a little clownfish comes rushing in. And I had names for all these that I lost. So I got to get back and kind of get back through this in my mind. Get the characters back together. It was Clarence the clown. And Clarence is all upset. He comes in, oh, Father Fish, it's terrible, it's horrible. Oh, glug, 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 I don't know what to do. Oh, calm down, Clarence. Calm down. It'll be fine. And Lady Fish comes over and comforts them. Says, it's all right. It's all right, Clarence. Tell us what happened. Oh, it was terrible, terrible. The lobsters came and they tore up my home and chased my children and my wife out. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, my word, says Father Fish. Oh, dear, those lobster. I will get them if it's a last lady fish is all over the lobster. The next minute, Billy the Blue Clown comes rushing in. Father Fish, it's terrible, it's terrible. The lobsters are tearing up everything. Well, this happened time after time, the entire morning. There was a steady parade of residents of the reef coming in, shocked, horrified, and just broken by this marauding pack of lobster. They were coming through, tearing up everything. Well, the story is this. The story is Clarence the Clown traveling around with Howard the Hippo Tang and whoever else, and they're going around to all of the homes that have not been disturbed yet and trying to build an army, trying to build a battalion of people to go up against the lobster, the marauding lobster. And it's chapter after chapter after chapter of a repetition of one creature and his family after another joining this, dare I say it, militia to take after the lobsters. And finally, they build a big enough troop. And with Lady Fish swarming around, they chase the lobsters to the edge of the abyss where they tumble over, and the sharks down in the abyss come up and grab them one at a time and chew them up and eat them. So that's the story. It's a kind of a children's sort of a 2020 story. All right, let me back up here. Oh dear, Lee's already got himself on the naughty step. Manish looks great in blue with a wrench. Welcome back, Manish. Cook lobster, GRB says. Aquatic Conquest says you could go oral. I don't know. Chappie, the only way it works. Lee, my favorite mermaid. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this up. I mean, it's certainly not child friendly around here. Manish, good morning, Manish. All right. I don't know how far back we got. We got back to the riddle. Atlantis. Yeah, Atlantis, like that. I think probably the problem with this story is that it has so many obvious copyrighted references. It might be difficult to do it without winding up in court. Thank you, Arcus. I like that too. I keep forgetting to bring it. I finally remembered to bring the hat this morning. So there we have it. What else? Oh, looking at who else here: GRB, Lisa, Tommy, Father Fish. You talked about pH yesterday. We did. Lee, the old bug won't notice. He's too busy telling this wonderful story. I just don't get Disney to make it. Kids will be traumatized forever. Yeah, kind of. Well, it's a matter of what you do with the bullies. It's really an anti-bully thing because the kids are all ganging up. They got to gang up against the bullies. And the bullies are not just one person. The bullies are big and nasty and mean. So it takes help. And isn't that the nature? Isn't that the nature of our culture here in the US? That we band together and go up against the evil ones. Band together as a people, as a unified people, and go up against the nasty ones. So this can get very political very quickly and easily. But I really think we need to do it. I think it's time. I think it's a perfectly opportune time. We have the marauding lobsters and the families bereft of all their worldly goods, banding together in a brotherhood to fight the marauders. Yes, unified in cleaning the swamp. The united soul of America. Oh, you guys are into it. This is good. We're there. The fish art behind. Is there a story behind the fish art behind me? You know, there is, but I'm not sure I know what it is. It's a plate from an 1800s book. And I don't even know what book. I found it mounted just like this. It's really wonderful. It's a picture of a look down and I guess an angel. And these are both Caribbean fish. So it was something that was caught and illustrated in the 1800s, depicting uh, Caribbean Gulf fish. Platty says you're on-form Platty. Where's Platty? What did I miss? The United Shoal. Yes, indeed. Cassie B. Were you able to view it? Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my. Oh my. I need to go find Roxanne and apologize. Oh dear. I dig myself the darndest pits. Lee, the things we can accomplish with pointed heads. Ah. And Lisa says, wow, couldn't agree more. GRB, very cool. Where are we? We got it all. We're going along. What else? The fish aren't behind me. Aquatic Conquest. Lee made me do it. Yeah, I know. It's true. I agree wholeheartedly. He is that level of influence. How the aquarium, Tommy Denda, how can the aquarium crash if the pH gets below 7.7? Why is that? Is it to do with buffers in alkaline water? Absolutely. That's precisely the case, Tommy. The aquarium now crashing can mean a number of different things. If by crashing you mean the pH dropping, that's a question of buffers. If by crashing you mean um, it getting foul and everything dying, that's something else, which often is caused by a pH crash, but more commonly is caused by uh, a sudden spike in bacterial growth, a product of um, too much biomass in the tank, inert dead biomass that that the nitrifying bacteria are unable to take care of, and so bacteria that burn up oxygen are breaking it down, and in the process depleting the water column of oxygen, which stresses the fish, causing fish to die, and then you have that kind of crash. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning.
So those are two kinds of crashes. Third kind of crash is the aquarium falling on the floor. That's a crash. And I dare say there are other kinds of crashes. But the pH is precisely what you suggested, Tommy. It's a function of the carbonates, the buffering carbonates being depleted. And that can happen from excessive biological activity. So you want to try to not push your aquarium as far as it can be pushed, because you will push it over the edge. You cannot have an aquarium that is impervious to all things. I mean, that's really what we see in nature. When an excess of nutrients, for example, is dumped into a relatively local area, it just creates chaos. It creates a dead zone. The dead zone is a function of the oxygen being burned up in the process of trying to consume this mass of nutrition. And then nutrition can be a sewage dump, can be anything that's a massive bio load. It can be not just bio, it can be an oil dump, an oil um, chip, or a drill, an oil drill that explodes, or any such thing, causing a slick on the water that deprives the water of its ability to exchange CO2 and O2. So, lots of things can cause it. What you don't want to do is cause it in your aquarium, which is the great benefit of not feeding your fish, because the primary cause of crashing in an aquarium is a function of putting food in the tank. I really don't think that it's possible to put now we're caveat here. We're describing a community tank with small fish. We're not talking about African cichlids. We're not talking about Oscars. We're not talking about anything that gets 5-6 inches long, other than maybe a Placostes. But small fish, little fish, tiny fish, which is the most common fish that folks have in their tanks. In that kind of tank, if the tank is set up with a living system, with living plants, with a living substrate, I think it's impossible to feed too little food. It's certainly possible, indeed, even likely, by not paying attention to how much food is going in it, to feed too much food. For a time, you may get away with it, but it'll reach a tipping point where it just will slowly start to. It's like anything else that falls over. It's kind of slow at first, and then it sort of picks up speed, and it gets faster and faster until it collapses. And that's precisely what can happen in your fish tank from excessive feeding. Aquatic Conquest is going to test this one. Good idea. Yeah, mostly because they don't use dirted tanks. Well, yeah, it's a matter of having a balanced tank, having a tank that's able to sustain itself and have a cycle of life going on in the tank. Did Lee disappear to do a large download? Well, that could well be. He has disappeared. He told me he was coming on. He's not. So I'm going to assume that Lee is doing something of such vast and substantial importance that that we are going to praise him for his discipline and for the majesty of his effort when and if he ever returns. Tommy said, "Thank you. I need to hear that a few times." Don't we all, Tommy? Don't we all? One dirty platy, 25.32, and that follows 24.28. So they've taken now the talking in code in order to keep Father Fish out of the loop. Oh dear. Menage. Agarwal. Agarval. Agarval. Hi, Menage. What else is going on here? Not a whole lot. How many folks we got here? 34. 26 thumbs up. 34 watch. One dirty planet having trouble with autocorrect. I do all the time. I'd love to be able to turn it off. Autocorrect does me more harm than good. But the problem with autocorrect is when I type something in that I type in correctly, it wants to change it and make me say something I don't want to say. So it's like AI. It wants to take over my conversation and have its own conversation. And I'm really not interested in talking to a machine, or even worse, having a machine talk for me. So turn it off, Google. I don't want it. If I make a typo, I'll fix my own typo. Thank you very much. I would much prefer that. A word, a word to the wise. I commented several times to Stillinya that I did not appreciate the depravity of his name tag and preferred, since he has essentially no subscribers, that he change that and come on with something less objectionable. He chose not to do so. Several times I registered a complaint about that. Now, I've been told that he is on other sites with that name. That's fine. That's their choice. My choice is to try to keep it as clean as possible, and I will not deliberately celebrate vulgarity. I'm just not going to do it. Anybody who doesn't like it is welcome to go somewhere else. I've got 50 moderators here. If you try to come in and slaughter this stream, you're going to get slaughtered. Why do you think I've done it? So we're going to keep it clean, with the possible exception of putting Lee on the steps occasionally. We're going to keep it clean. My choice, my stream. All right. We got a few kudos here. Wonderful. I know it, Thunder. I know it. There's too much at stake. Too much at stake. And by that, I do not mean 1 million subscribers. There are any number of YouTubers whose streams are deeply infected with vulgarity, who are at 1 million and more subscribers. I'm not going to do it. I got a hole in my beard again. Mary, where are you? Where is that? Where is that stuff from your daughter? I need, there, that's better. Ah. Stay planted. A buck from Stay Planted. Thank you, sir. Sir, madam. Madam, sir. Thank you, Stay Planted. Do appreciate it. And I love your name. Stay Planted. That's a good. Oh, by the way, I ordered I ordered mugs from Vistaprint, and Mary ordered mugs from a company she's working with. So we have coffee mugs on the way. We're going to set up a store. We'll have that probably on the channel, wherever. Um, so we'll be able to get mugs out. And the next thing we're going to be doing is T-shirts. So we have stickers. We're getting mugs. We will have T-shirts. Minaj, want you to clarify sphagnum peat moss and sphagnum moss. People many times feel it's the same thing, but it's different. Sphagnum peat moss and sphagnum moss. Let's do a little research here. Let's see. Let me do this. New tab. Yeah, right. Sphagnum is PH. NUM, sphagnum moss, and sphagnum peat moss. Okay, so here, excuse me, here is sphagnum moss. It's a plant, a rather pretty plant. All right, now let's go back. To sphagnum peat moss. All right. Do we see the difference here? So, sphagnum moss is living sphagnum peat moss. They are the same plant. One is alive, and one is essentially a bog plant. A plant that sphagnum has been growing on and dying back and growing on and building this deeper and deeper and deeper level of organic material that's old dead sphagnum moss. That is this peat moss. So it's peat. Peat is what we get out of the bog. Excellent. Who did that? Oh, Minaj. Thank you, Minaj. Excellent. Glad we cleared that up. So, sphagnum moss is a living moss. Peat moss, or if you will, sphagnum peat moss, is an organic substance that is mined. M-I-N-E-D. Mined. Somebody here, somebody just gave us $5 and I can't find, there it is. Stephen. Thank you, Stephen, for the $5 very much. I appreciate you. Let's see, and I just saw a note from Daniken. Here it is. Ken just saying, just wanted to thank you again, Father Fish. We had a blast. Can't wait till next time. I know, me too. It was such fun. I was I was practically crippled the whole time the guys were here. It was really kind of dreadful. I was limping around, just barely able to move. I finally figured out this morning what it is. It's a sore, it's a muscle on the outside on my hip. So I've been massaging it some, trying to get the soreness out of it, trying to get it softened up, and I'm walking on it gingerly. So I think it's going to be okay. Oh, what is today's link? Something came in the post. I don't know, Lee. I don't know. It was wonderful, Daniken. I'm sorry you guys couldn't stay longer and we couldn't do more. Um, we we tried to fill your day with fun. Today's link. I don't understand your question, Lee. Aquatic conquest. Sphagnum isn't neutral. That's true. It's not. It's acidic. It's decaying vegetable matter, so it's going to be acidic. Um, I use it not often. I put a good bit of it in my black water tank, the chopped form rather than the unchopped. The unchopped would have been better because it would have settled and created a better kind of a base, more like what I really wanted. The chopped was more like having powder and malm. It's just very malmy. So it never really satisfied what I was trying to achieve. I've taken a fair amount of it out. There's still some in there. What I probably should do is soak some sphagnum moss, some dead moss, and put it in there and let it sink down and see if I can. My goal was to try to create a base on the top of the substrate that fish would be able to spawn in, microorganisms could live in, and babies could feed in. And that never really happened. So I think that's really the next step I need to take with that tank is to try to get that because that's kind of original design. Try to get that happening. I could do it with leaf litter. I think I'd prefer to do it with sphagnum. I mean, I could do it with leaf litter and branch litter and all of that kind of stuff. I put some in there, not very much, and it just sort of disappeared. I need something deep. I need like 2 to 3 inches deep of I probably unchopped sphagnum is going to be. Stephen calls it Father Fish Army. I think. Well, that's interesting. The Father Fish Army. Oh, there you go, guys. There you go. The militia is now an army. The shoulder militia is army. We're gonna take them by storm. We are. Take them by storm. Aquatic Conquest says my sphagnum moss is pale pink at the edges. It's a pretty plant. I would imagine because it's a moss with excess light, it'll get pink. It'll color up. I don't think that's a bad thing unless it's too extensive, and then it could burn it. Um, but it's a really quite lovely plant. One Dirty Platty still playing code here. Yes, sphagnum peat is taken from bogs, is acidic. Um, Sphagnum moss is neutral. Well, that would make sense. I think aquatic aquatic said, did he say that Pete that the sphagnum moss is not neutral? I would assume it is, but it's going to be in soil probably, and that's going to not be neutral necessarily. But the point's well taken. Um, peat moss is a very different application from living sphagnum moss. Sphagnum moss will not. Aquatic conquest is yours submersed because it's not going to live long term immersed. IMM submerged in the water. It can be put in for maybe up to a week, but has to be taken back out before it can be returned, as is true for any moss. We did get a bag full of, what was it, Kenny? The moss, willow moss. We got a pound of willow moss the other day, which we put in the tanks, and I'm not at all sure about that. Um, it looks to be alive. I would assume it's aquatic, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? Today's link. Yes, right. You're absolutely right, Manoj. Absolutely right about sphagnum and peat. Very much appreciate the clarification. And Tommy Denda um, is talking about peat, P-E-T-E, peat moss. Dan Flores, great stuff. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Stephen. And One Dirty Platy wants to ask Ken, what's your next stop? And did you pick up any new ones on the way? I think he has, as he did to come down here, and that was certainly an absolute blast. Sam Dam, hello, hello. Nice to see you. Right. See, I told you about Lee. I told you. See, he's working on something so substantial and so vital and so fundamentally critical and such enormous import and value and substance that it will simply put everything else to rest. That's what he said. See, right here it says, I have far better things to do than this bloody rubbish. I told you. See? And Cassie B's telling him to make a donation. I think he probably will when he gets all this together. Aquatic Conquest. I will construct a test using tap water and my aquarium water, then check the pH of both. Bravo, bravo, bravo. That's what we want to do. We want to put all of our suppositions to the test. Then we'll know whether what we're saying is rubbish or not. Sam Dam, hello, hello, hello. Manoj, correct me if I'm not wrong. Sphagnum peat moss was one of the ingredients in your recipe for deep sand substrate. Absolutely. Yes, chopped peat moss is the dominant ingredient in my substrate. There, by volume, there's more peat moss than about half of it is peat moss. It's peat moss, potting soil, manure of some type. Those are the three basic soils that I use: peat, potting soil, and manure. And then to that, I add about 8 or 10 other um, essentially elements like iron and calcium and all that sort of stuff. You are not wrong, Manoj. You are correct. Lee says, thought about that, Cassie, but that would be a bribe. A bribe. A bribe. You think I can be bribed? You think I'm for sale? Now, Lee, you should know me better than that. Better men than you have tried. I don't want to talk about that. Oh dear. Aquatic. I'll add sphagnum to both and you the results tomorrow. Good deal. What is this? Stephen just came up with a second. Lee needs the link before his head explodes. Oh, glory. I'm sitting here like I had good sense. You could have gone back to the beginning. I'm sorry. For a half an hour, he's been asking me for the link. There. My humble apologies. Ah. Oh dear. Stephen, if you had not done that, I don't think I would have gotten it. It just it went like in this ear and it was out that ear before it touched anything. Just, I don't know. Asking me for the link. Well, I told you I didn't get it. Didn't know what he was talking about. You gotta be more descriptively. You gotta say, hey, Twit, I want to get on, but you're not sending me half a bloody hour. I know. See, what you gotta do is you gotta say, I want to get on, but you're not sending me the link to be able to do it.
I did that 100 times, and then I asked everybody else to say, join me, and you were, oh no, everybody, oh, Aquatic Conquest this, and oh, this person that, Manoj this, that, and the other. I've got something really important.
Well, we're ready. We're ready.
Wait for this. Hold on. You're gonna love this. Oh, I would have been a little bit more excited had things turned out a little bit better today.
20 minutes ago, right?
Yeah, half hour bloody go.
What do we have here?
What does it look like?
Oh my goodness, you got them.
I got them. Look, I'm going to post them all around the house. I'm going to put them in the corridors. I'm going to go around Portsmouth and I'm going to stick them on lampposts. So many. I can't believe it. Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah.
Finally got my letter. I sent him a letter 2 weeks ago with all the
what? That's going on. That's huge. That's going on the car.
stickers in it.
That's going on the car. That's going on my car. That's going on my car. That's going on my car. What's this?
This is the guy who said
Uh,
remembers you from Mom.
how about that?
We don't talk about that.
How about this one?
Oh, that's good. On the hat.
That's-
Perfect.
That's cool, isn't it?
Perfect.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the sticker.
Oh,
Where's mine? Hand me a sticker, please. Here, give me one of these. That'll do. Look what I got
what you got there?
to show you. If I can get it apart.
Or here's a coin.
I got
If it
one.
all will work.
Well, that's-
Okay.
Hey, it's your lady friend. They got nails. They're really good at
I got
stickers.
it. I got it.
Awesome.
Where's that? I can't see.
Yeah, take it off. It's everything's backwards when you're on the screen.
There.
Where's mine? Fisherman fever. Where's mine?
Really? Another 2 weeks.
I don't. It was well worth waiting for.
Well, thank you.
Well worth
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've got goosebumps and a tingle down my spine. Check it out.
So I got a question.
Not for me.
You did a video of this song that some unnamed authoress has produced,
And I gave you a riddle.
and I guessed wrong 3 times.
Mm.
One of the
Did you though?
One
Did
of the
you though?
3, I put so much pressure on one of the 3 that I think she's not going to come back anymore. I've got to go humble myself. But
Not
and a delightfully sweet woman, and I really do need to apologize. I somehow need to do it in person. But anyway,
That song was wonderful.
oh, it's amazing.
Isn't it
What are-
just genius?
Are you negotiating to get this public?
I've not heard from her since. I broke my promise. She said, don't show anyone, Lee,
Really?
don't tell anyone. But it was so brilliant that I felt I had to.
Oh,
I had
it
no
is.
choice. I had no
It
choice.
absolutely is.
So I broke a promise.
And you haven't heard from her.
No, but I did it for the right reason. And I haven't said who it is, though.
No, I know you haven't. Now,
So, and you're all still, even though you know this person, none of you really know. So,
That's true. I talked to Mary. Mary and I agreed that it was someone, and I contacted that someone as though they were the authoress and asked them to make it available, and they've not gotten back to me.
that's because they're practicing.
You think?
Yeah, I think they're practicing because when I sent it, I was talking over it. I spoiled it.
Yeah,
by
they're
going,
recording.
wow, and yeah.
The singing and the lyrics were wonderful. The production was difficult.
That's
It was
because
a
I
little
was,
hard to understand.
yeah, I was playing it on another browser in YouTube and then live streaming it so that you could hear it. So that's why it's poor.
Yeah, well, I sincerely hope we're going to be able to get it and use it. It's way too nice to lose track of.
We cannot lose that song. That has to be your opening tune.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
Opening or closing, one or the other. It's
Well,
it's a
opening
bit
because it's all
hard.
everything starts off serious and then by the end it all goes loony and you're welcome
We'll
to
see
mine.
how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I loved it though. Well, I'm so glad you finally got your stickers.
Oh
and
yeah.
I have lost you. You've just faded out on me. That was funny stuff. Abolished Farm says, is there such a thing as too many tannins? I recently sank a small piece of kalu in the Gobi Nano I like the look, just don't want to hurt my gobies. Too many tannins. Well, it's really a question of how low you want your pH to go. If you want it down, it'll go down to 6 or below if you add enough. Just track that, track the pH, and that's going to determine how much tannins you put in. So that's really the function. One dirty.
Sorry, sorry about it. Sue was sitting there all quiet and saying, "What did you get? What did you get?" Because she can't hear the stream because we've got headphones in and whatnot. So I've just handed it to her, and her face is all bright now.
Who are you talking about, Sue?
Sue was sitting there saying, "What did you get? What did you get?"
Funny.
So I've handed her the envelope, and her eyes lit up. Yeah.
Oh, so you were on the phone with her? She's still at
She's
work?
Sitting behind me now. She's just come into the room. She's sitting behind me.
Susan, hi, Susan. I'm trying to find.
Hello. She's waving. She's crying. Why is she crying? She watched Monsters Inc. on. Right, it was on an aeroplane. I don't know where we were going, Gibraltar or somewhere like that. She's on an aeroplane, and Chloe's on the aisle. And she's about 10. Then there's Sue in the middle, and there's me at the window. And Sue's bawling her eyes out. And one of the air hostesses come up, because Sue had her headphones in, come up to Chloe and said, "Is your mummy all right?" And she said, "Yeah, it's all right. She's just watching Monsters Inc." It's true. So she's just got a little tear because of the delight. She's very emotional, is our Sue. Happy tears, very happy tears.
That's sweet. I love it.
They're lovely, she's saying. Oh.
Matching hats we got. Yeah, you need to put a sticker on your hat.
I always say one of my drugs on me.
No entry. There's nothing going in, that means.
Put a sticker on your hat.
One of my drugs on me. Tell him.
A no entry sign, because there's nothing in here.
Yeah. Anybody who wants stickers, send me a request to fatherfish at fatherfish.net with your address, and I will send out.
Tell him I put one on my drug trolley.
Okay. So Fatherfish, Sue is saying she's taking one of the stickers to work and she's going to put it on her drug trolley. So that when she goes around with the patients and stuff, she goes, "Wait, this is Sir Fatherfish at her hospital."
Wonderful.
Lovely. Yeah, lovely.
Monage. Cocoa Peat. I don't think Cocoa Peat is neutral.
Oh, these are beautiful.
And Cocoa Peat's going to break down, Sandam. It's coconut fiber. Any kind of vegetable matter that breaks down and dies is going to become acidic. It will not, it may start out neutral. It ain't going to stay that way. One dirty platy 2 weeks ago. Took 1 week for Lee to figure out how to open it. What are we talking about? Do we know? I don't know.
I do.
One dirty platy has been sending a number of very strange codes throughout the stream.
They're the amount of people in compared to the thumbs up. So it's purely that. This many people, that many likes. I'm smart, mate. Didn't you know that?
Of my fundamental illiteracy about these matters. Amazing. Something as simple as that. My mind doesn't go to easy. It doesn't go to simple. The obvious escapes me. I used to say to my wife, "Listen, I don't get hints. You got to hit me over the head with it. I don't get, but I told you. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me because I didn't get it pounded into my ear."
Isn't that men in general when their wives are talking to them?
Yeah, I know. Stickers! Susan says, stickers. Are you going to put a sticker on your hat, Lee?
I am. What do you want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Silly me. See, you have to drum it in. You said it, and I'm sitting here with a load of stickers, and I went, "Yeah, I'll put the sticker on my head," but I didn't do it. You know?
I had to do it 3 times. That's all.
Oh,
It took them a week to figure out how to open
the envelope. Yeah,
I got it.
I've got one.
Takes me a while.
Can't see it.
Sam Dam, what do we get as the substitute to Pratt Moss and neutral? It's got to be alive, Sam Dam.
Ah, clever.
The only other thing is going to be something that doesn't deteriorate. The deterioration is the source of the tannins and the pH effect. Here we go. Here we go, boys and girls. The shoal is now alive and well. All right. Look at that. Ah. Lovely. Halfway across the world. We're doing it, people. We are
beautiful, beautiful.
We are in the wind. Susan, fish room fever. Yes. Here he is. I got another one here. Let me do another one. Oh! I can move my leg. Oh!
Oh dear.
I got it. I can do it. Oh.
So for the fish, have you ever, sorry, again to butt in, have you seen those hand grippy things with the claw at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them. I use them.
We used to use them at work. When I used to work in computer science, but then I retired and I had a part-time job as a hospital porter. And a few days a week, it was lovely, and we had them, and they're great.
Yeah, I use them in my deep tanks where I can't reach down.
Ah, that's a good idea.
All right, here we go.
Just do it.
It's not working real well. My hat's curved. There, let's see if we can see it.
That's awesome.
That's what it should be.
You got that? Chattanooga Ed. Oh, glory. There. This left to right always confuses me.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It really is. Nothing works right. Sam Dam. Okay. Yeah, we're having this ongoing discussion about the nature of peat and similar organic material that lowers pH. And Sam Dam wants to know if there's an alternative that accomplishes the same thing that doesn't lower pH. And here's my problem with that. The purpose of peat moss or any other organic material that you put in the tank, its function is to lower the pH. So the question, is there an organic substance, a dead presumably, that we can put in the tank that's not going to do that? And I think the problem with that is that would not be a natural substance, because the natural substance is going to deteriorate. And it's the process of Stephen, help me out here a bit. The process of deterioration that brings about a lowering of pH. So there's some things that will not deteriorate as quickly, like wood and a hardwood particularly, but unless you're using stone, any organic substance you put in there ultimately is going to reduce pH. At least that's what Father Fish thinks. Let's see if Stephen agrees with us. Mary Page is here. Yes, Lee.
Sorry, can you get bogwood in America? We get some Irish. I've got 2 lumps of Irish bogwood that are so saturated over thousands of years. They're just in there.
Yeah. The only thing that's close to that is burl. We can get burl, but the difficulty with burl is that it's really not saturated, so it doesn't come out of a bog, and it's almost impossible to sink. It's so compressed that it'll float forever. So no, I'm not aware of it. I mean, there probably is some that's been brought in. I've never had it. But yeah, it's probably that would be very hard, very dense, and would have been in a process of deterioration long enough that it would be pretty stable in a tank, and I would think would be rather pretty. It should have some nice granular kind of structure. Should be really pretty.
My bogwood used to look pretty, but now it's just covered in plants. They've all. I told you, just as an experiment, threw some seeds in about a year ago, and they just seem to latch onto that bogwood, and now it's like a tree.
Oh, nice, yeah. You're going to have to go out in the bog and collect some for us. That's it. That's your next task.
Okay.
Mary Page, just saying hello. Glad I did. You always brighten my day.
Lee.
Especially tuning in,
Lee.
seeing Lee kissing and licking Father Fish's stickers.
I can't get there into because of that.
They're having a tough morning. I would assume their funeral is coming up. So that's going to be fun.
I'm not on my phone, I'm on my laptop.
All of them.
And the camera's on the laptop.
What a conquest saying Cocoa Peat is great for hydroponics. Mary Page, catch up with you later. Our prayers and thoughts are with you and your family, Mary Page. Cassie B, I know. Don't we all? And greetings to Mary. Susan is saying, Lee, do you want me to play with your last song? I don't know which one she's referring to, but probably the one under discussion. The problem we've got right now, Susan, is that we don't have permission from the author to use it. And I'm really waiting with bated breath on that. So yeah, it'd be worth trying to clean it off, and maybe you could send her. Is that what you were talking about making a copy of, Lee?
No, Cassie B's come up with one, and she was trying. And she's trying to send it to me, but I couldn't receive it through email. I couldn't receive it through WhatsApp. The file's too big, so that's where
Chewy
came up with this file sharing website, so she can upload it and I can download it, and we can play?
Oh,
we're making an album, Savannah Fish.
That's the
We're getting
one
together and making an album.
I know. I think that's the one Susan's talking about. Cassie B's. Because Cassie B made a comment, which I don't understand. But it's not for me to understand. Aquatic Conquest, I see. Said the blind man. Me being the blind. One dirty platty. Steven, I like that your donation is still posted now that Lee is on. He put his hat on to buy time. I think I did take it off. It may still be on. I don't know. It's fine. Let's see. 39 and 40. You're going. Bye, Betsy. Thank you. Oh, the guys bailed me out yesterday. They bought so much stuff that it got me straight with the bank. It was amazing. The three guys who were here. Isn't that amazing? What a blessing. All kind of just plants, fish, stuff out of the case.
How are they going to take the fish back to
Well,
Tennessee?
We put them in bags with oxygen.
Okay.
They'll make it, yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
So it was like such a relief.
Oh, yeah. No
Yeah.
wonder you're so lifted today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
God love them.
I was about to call you, and I didn't want to do it.
I know you wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
But yeah, that was an answer to prayer, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, good.
I'm just talking to Betsy. I was jammed up financially coming into the end of the week, and the guys who were down here bought a whole bunch of stuff from me, and it was enough to be able to get me even with the bank. So I was just delighted to come into the weekend without being in a hole.
Yeah.
So that was wonderful.
Perfect. Okay, good. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Lisa made tea last night and forgot it's on the stove. It'll be good. Warm it up. It'll be. I got coffee here. I made 3 days ago that I need to finish. Only reason I'm not drinking it is because I bought iced coffee. Aquatic Conquest. I conclude the silence treatment always gets me having to compliment a whole lot and do stuff I don't want to do. Which is a testimony to your sensitivity, Aquatic Conquest. Bravo, good man. Bravo. Some of us take the silence treatment to be little more than a blessing. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, well. Have we lost you, Lee? Are you still?
No, I'm still here. I'm just
Okay.
listening.
If your kitchen is cool, it should be good and strong. Vietnamese tea is made cold. It's cold brewed. They actually have big barrels, big wooden barrels that they fill with water and throw the tea in, and they steep it in that for days on end until it becomes very, very strong. And then they add a very heavy dose of coconut milk, and it makes an absolutely delightful drink. It's made here in the States with usually half and half or some other sweet milk, which makes it a very sweet drink that's not nearly as good.
Chubbs is
Cassie
here.
B.
Chubbs is here.
Chubbs is here. Hey, Chubbs.
Yeah, Chubbs.
Good to see you. Cassie B. Lee, where'd it go?
Yeah, I got that.
Well, I had it. No, I've
It's
lost.
all right. She sent me a link to the video and the song.
Oh, good.
So I
Steven
can-
is on tannins. Stephen says tannins properties naturally kill bacteria and viruses that attack the wood. Tannins also lower the hydrogen ions concentration in water, causing alkaline water because the compound breaks, and we need the rest of the text. Oh, okay. So you're saying that tannin causes alkaline water. We'll get this up here. We need the rest of the statement, Stephen. Is James on here? And Sam. Good morning, Chubbs. So it looks like now we have 3 songs, 2 of which are still in the works. Oh, here it is. Here's the rest of it. The compound breaks down polyphenol, which is tannins. Yeah, I think my problem is I never really understood that, so I've really never been able to properly apply it. As a result, I've never used tannins to control bacteria or viruses. I need some more lessons in this. I'm not, for some reason, that's not clicking. Tannins lower the hydrogen ions concentration in the water, causing an alkaline water. Because the compound breaks down polyphenol, which is tannins. Okay. So what do we got here? It says, I love Father Fish, Sue. I love it.
Sir, I love Sir Father Fish.
Sue. I can't read very well.
She loves you too.
I love
Sir Father Fish.
Very nice.
Right, Manesh is asking, how do you add sand to an aquarium that's already running and planted? I did that, Manesh. You just do it very delicately over time.
You liar. You just chucked it all in. So you do it.
He's right, Sue. He's right.
Yeah.
He's right, Sue. Yeah, 1/4 to 1/2 inch at a time. And if you need to pull up your plants a little bit to get the crowns closer to the surface, with stem plants, it doesn't matter. They can be deep. With crown plants, and do you know the difference between a stem plant and a crown plant? Vallisneria is a crown plant.
You understand that while he's talking, you're talking over him.
Ludwigia is a stem plant. So when the leaves are coming out of a base, that's a crown plant, and that needs to be at the surface. If it's below the surface, it can die. It doesn't always, it doesn't even frequently, but it can die. So if it's covered too deep, it will die. You want to keep the crown close to the surface. Lisa's using Indian almond leaves in her tank, so she got it. Got Stephen's point. Catfish Terry is here. Hello, Catfish. Good to see you. Okay, Arcus has asked the difference between crown and stem. I think I did that. Tannins kill bacteria and fungi, which can be beneficial for the wooden tank. However, tannins also lower pH, causing alkaline water. The goal is to balance them. Now, wait a minute. Lower pH. You're saying lower pH causes alkaline water. I thought alkaline water involved a higher pH. We just lost Lee. He went away. I guess it was ignoring him. I'm sorry, Lee. Let me get back up here. Alkaline and pH. Okay, alkaline water increases pH. Right. So I'm not getting something here. Tannins lower pH, causing alkaline water. How does lowering pH cause alkaline water? I don't get that. Explain that to me. Cassie B. I think I know who did the Beatles song, but maybe I haven't seen her on here since. Well, me too, Cassie B. I haven't seen her on here either. She was on here Thursday morning, I think. Made one comment with a heart. I sent her 2 requests for permission to use the song because I thought I knew who it was, and I've not heard back. So I sincerely hope that I have not done something that has either offended her or caused her to become in any way frightened or hesitant. I thought her voice, the voice on that song that I heard Lee play was really very sweet and charming, and I loved it, just loved it. And it was just a brilliant rendition. And the words were utterly perfect. And I will be brokenhearted if I have in any way offended her, or if she has been offended or embarrassed or in any way injured by our excitement over how joyous her work is. I don't know how to say it any better, Cassie B. And not knowing who it is makes it even more difficult. Yes, Lisa, the bettas love them and the goldfish too. Lisa likes the herbal approach. Stephen, I'm still waking up over here. I meant acidic. I put one wrong word. One wrong word. One wrong word. Oh my goodness. Ooh. One wrong word, he calls it. Oh, glory. You nearly turned my world upside down with that one word, Stephen. Oh, dear. I'm glad we got that cleared up. Okay, so now I understand what you were saying. And it wasn't clicking with me. Couldn't get there. Couldn't get there from here. I got it. Oh dear. We're all human, Lisa says. Yeah, so some of us are more human than others, I think. Oh dear. Here's the problem. When we have words from the Magi, the oracle speaks, a la our scientists among us. We worship and adore, and their minds are changed, and their world is made different from the oracle from on high. Because all is truth from the body, from the mouth of the scientist. So we ain't allowed to make little mistakes, or it just screws the works. I love it. Thank you, Stephen. You are a joy and a blessing. And I am so deeply thankful for you and for your participation with us. You cannot begin to know how important your presence is for us. Even when you make a tiny little mistake, like confusing acidic with, what was the other word? That other word, what is that? Acidic is one. The other word. Right, alkaline. Right. Alkaline. Acidic and alkaline. They're so easy to confuse. Oh, dear God. I'm sorry. My apologies. I shouldn't do that. My humble apologies, Steve. Yes, indeed, he is an inspiration. Like Moses in the burning bush. Rah! That's right. Well, see, yeah, right. Exactly. That's it. Does Lee need the link? I don't know. We lost Lee again. Let's give him the link. Here's the link. Ha! One dirty platty. Stephen, papers are in the mail. Lee lost the link. If anyone heard her, it was me for sharing it, but everyone needed to hear it. I know. Did I say, there it is. Got the link, Lee. It's right there. Aquatic Conquest is agreed to represent Stephen in court. Good. We got it covered then. Poor Lee. Poor Stephen. Lee, get up there and help. Oh, dear. What time is it? We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes more of this madness. Holly Gibbs, I can relate. Is that on KR? I like it. Stephen, yes, Holly. I've stabbed the science community in the back. I am now shamed to doom and failed Chemistry 101. My whole career has come crashing down. Oh, dear God. Oh, what shall we do? Oh, all is lost. All is lost. Oh. Where's Lee when I need him? Aquatic says we go for a misdemeanor as a lesser charge. That'll work. That'll work. Holly Gibbs, great love you all. Yes, indeed. Yeah, here's the thing about that, Lee. Cassie B. Cassie B says no one is perfect. If we were, we'd stop trying to be better. Here and that's right. And that's the very issue. Because there are those who in their minds are perfect. Perfect. Which makes them utter failures all the time. There's my wisdom for the day. Stephen, we're going to all send letters to the appropriate foundation to make sure that that whatever licensing you've lost is restored. You're a man of the people. A man of the people. You've come over to the dark side, which is actually the light side. But the dark side thinks it's the dark side because the dark side's in the dark and they can't see the light. It's Plato's cave. They don't know. So just come on out into the light and we're going to take care of everything. It's wonderful out here. We love it. Cassie B. Stephen, the biologist, if we were on the subject of wood, we need to talk about the white stuff that grows in the wood. Is it harmful? Should we try to remove it? It is fungi. Fungi. And I say fungi, and it's not harmful. Fungi grows on dead tissue. Fungi does not grow on live tissue. And here's the thing about buying fungus medicine for your fish. It is a fool's errand. It is a fool's errand. Because fungus only grows on dead tissue. Killed, mind you, killed by bacteria. Bacteria. That may not actually be the cause of the death of the flesh. but it is certainly the enemy of the flesh once it gets on it, and it produces the dead flesh that the fungi attaches itself to. So, by the time a fungi has begun to grow on your fish, it is already deeply infected by bacteria. Yeah. That's right, my child. That's right. Yeah. So, the lesson is clear. Never try to treat for fungus. Whenever there is a fungus among us, we rip it off and reveal the bacteria floating in the flesh. And that we slaughter with their chemicals, their poisons, and there are other things that kill, like lower pH, tannins. Remember, Stephen, tannins kill bacteria, which controls fungus. So there you have it. And he's back. Chubbs is here. Hi, Chubbs.
Hey, what's up, Pupfish?
How are you?
I'm good.
How did you do with the hurricane?
Oh, it didn't bother me at all.
You weren't in it?
No, not really. It passed on the other side of the state, but I wanted to come on and try to show you this Pupfish Fry I got.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I saw your video of it. They look to be the identical fish we have here in Florida, which are the same as the ones I've collected as a kid in the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, they're the same one. The exact same one.
They're such a really wonderful little fish.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty interesting. You look right there.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a little female. Looks like a female.
That's a little baby.
Yeah. What's it? Now, they haven't spawned in there, have they?
This is the first one they've spawned.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, well, congratulations. They are so easy to breed. And it's amazing that no one has really done it before. It's not a fish that you ever find in the hobby.
I know.
It's such a wonderful tank fish.
Yep, they're very interesting.
How about that? I see you've got some nearites in there.
Yep.
I see nearite scales.
A lot of seashells.
Look at that. Oh, Lee said hello. He said the hurricane was coming toward you, and you stared it down, and it went off crying.
Yep. Yep. But I thought you'd like to see that.
I love it. Oh, and congratulations on getting babies in there. I have a video I've been trying to find of babies. I need to get it and post it. I've got one of them spawning. Did the male turn a real dark color in breeding?
Yeah, bright blue on the top and like an orange yellow on the bottom.
Beautiful fish. Just so pretty.
Absolutely.
I have a friend who's a marine biologist who's been studying that fish and others his whole life. He's retired. He saw them in my tank and was shocked at the color pattern. He had never seen it before. He had never put them in a tank. He'd only observed them in the wild. And in the wild, you're looking down on them. And by the time you catch them in the net, they lose all the color instantly.
Oh, yeah, they change color instantly.
So he hadn't seen that before. That was kind of remarkable.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Chubbs. Appreciate that. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Home for a week, trying to get everything cleaned up and all the tanks water changed before I could go back to work.
I love the video on of your tug. I just someday we'll have to come over and visit you. I think Kenny's going to try to get over there your way. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
if
trying to go further north to over there by Jess for main tails, furs, and fins.
right.
If there's not enough, if there's not too much damage, but I think up there by her, it fared pretty good.
She apparently was okay. She called in the middle of the storm.
Yeah,
Which was pretty remarkable. Yeah, that was something else. So glad she made it okay. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I like what you're doing. I need to come visit.
Yeah.
We'll go fishing.
Another thing I got that not too many people have are those fathead sleeper gobies.
Really?
Those are pretty cool.
Now, you getting them in brackish water or fresh water?
It's mostly fresh.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's partly brackish. But
you're catching them wild.
Yeah.
We've caught a few here. I've caught a few here, not many. I had one that was almost a foot long. It was really
they get pretty big.
Yeah, they do get big.
We used to use them to catch giant flounder back in the day, and so I knew where they were.
Wow.
I'm talking about flounder that was almost it was probably 3 foot long, if not more.
Oh my word!
Yeah, they're the big Gulf flounder.
Gee whiz, that'd be a thrill to catch, wouldn't it?
Oh man, they're something to see.
Oh.
But yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna get on off of here.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for coming in, Chuck. Bless you.
All right. See you later, fellas.
Bye-bye. Nice. Let me back up a little bit. We were talking about fungus. I think Stephen clarified that. Yeah, siphon it. You can actually wipe it off of the fish if it gets on a fish, and which when you do that, it exposes the raw tissue, which can allow healing. Then, so the fungus doesn't hurt the fish. I don't know that it's beneficial in any way. I think it, in some way, probably protects the bacteria, which is not a good thing. So you need to treat for bacteria, not for fungus. And I think, in truth, the fungus removers are really antibacterial. They're just false labeling, if you will. Petraman. Hello, Petraman. Cassie B. The Dicastamix is here. Hello. We're kind of running over here. We got the 10 o'clock crowd in. We lost Lee. All right. Steven, I have a 2-foot piece of driftwood in my 300 discus tank that has some dead fungi matter on it, not hurting anything. I think there are a lot of things that eat the fungus. I mean, I like mushrooms, much as the next guy. All right. Did I get my plant shipment, Costamix? You need to look at our live stream with the Tennessee boys. James, Ed, and Kenny are planting the plants. We have a live stream video of our guests putting all the plants in the tanks. That was 2 days ago, so check that out. That's a lot of fun. You'll love it. And we are down to the bottom here, so we're running over a little. Anything else anybody needs to get on? I've been starting at 8. Zimrion just got here. Yeah, I've been starting at 8 o'clock. We had a couple of people who requested we get an earlier start, so we've done that. I guess we're getting to the place where it's building. We hit 50 likes, so we've had over 50 people in. Zoe found his clown plecos eating it. The invertebrates avoided it. Lisa, I can send plants that'll do fine. I guarantee them. Won't be a problem. All right. So, God bless you all. Nice to be with you. See you tomorrow morning.
Hello, Mary. Mary, try and sort this one out.
We're going to get an album together.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Instrumental break. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. I think that one will do.
Bye all.